Hello and welcome to the Kobold Cafe. Today we're playing The Frozen Gods using GURPS 4th edition in Roll20. I'm Luke the GM. With us we've got James.
Hey, I'm James. I play Bishop Archibald Smith.
And what a bishop and what a Archie he is. We've got Tara.
Oi! How are you? I am well. I am Tara. I play Ethan. That is all.
That is all. We've got Lee.
Hi everybody, I'm Lee. I play Lady Katya.
Tumbleweed. Another tumbleweed in my living room. How did they get here? We've got Jared.
Hey, I'm Jared. I am playing Eric, the pretty cool bastard.
What a bastard he is. And we've got Everoth, who unfortunately doesn't have a player today, but is around, and we love him anyway.
You mean character?
Did I say player?
Yes, you did.
Ever's just an empty shell right now.
Hello, I am an NPC.
And that's about that. Last week, not much happened. I forgot everything entirely. I seem to recall it mainly focused on Etho wanting to speak with some giants.
Then we spoke with the giants. Then we went up the mountain to a ruin that Jared wanted to get to. Then we went in, and that's where we ended.
This is all true. So, also happening was Botchet's legs not recovering great from being chewed on. They turned out to be infested by bees. Bees! Yep, bees.
Bees?
Bees!
It never ends
Just-
with a
just
period, but sometimes it's a
Think,
question mark.
think Oprah.
Burns died. He has been taken away to be buried by Hanley. Well, I imagine it'll just be bones by the time he gets buried, given the distance to his burial plot. No, he can get there in a month or so.
Just put him in a barrel of
He's
salt or
just gonna
something.
be a little ripe.
Brandy, stick him in brandy. I think that's what they did with Nelson. Muntz from The Simpsons.
I do feel bad about that.
The brandy, yeah.
No, the burns.
It's not your fault. Kinda is. Okay, it's kinda all your fault.
It's his for going, idiot. Oh, I'm gonna prove myself.
Proved myself to be an idiot.
Well, it was just so hard to tell him he couldn't come because he was old. Because what do you say when he points over at Botchet, You know, who also shouldn't have come because he is
Who
old?
also died.
Didn't die, but yeah.
Yeah,
He now gets a legless life full of sex.
He's still got his legs. They just
Don't work.
full of bees.
I mean, they work.
Okay, well, he just gets as a retirement plan, that's not bad.
Yeah, no, that's pretty good. I'd take that.
Yeah.
That's great, in fact.
Like, and with his ability to make things, I bet he could make boner pills like no one's business. He's good.
Yep.
I expect at some point he's going to train the bees that grow from within him, and the world's going to get conquered or something.
Yeah,
Yep.
we're all good. But now we're in a cave.
I almost used someone's quote. I almost stole your quote, Lee. That's not been said yet.
Uh-oh, I may have forgotten. I'm going to say
Well,
thank you for reminding me, because I definitely have forgotten.
so the entrance to these ruins that you found at the end of last session, or that Jared found a little before the end of last session, and you entered at the end of last session, were sealed by a huge metallic door, which Katya kind of prized around in, had a feel around with some lock-picking tools, and you managed to shear the bolts holding it closed, with a few strikes of hammers against pitons in key places. And as you step through, you will find yourself in this room. I hope you can all see.
Yes.
So
Just took me a minute to find it.
it is indeed cold in here, just below freezing, but not as cold as the ambient temperature outside.
So, no need for parka.
No need for parka, just winter clothes will do you. The condition is nicer than the look of the map would suggest. This has the same...
Those are the tiles you had.
Yeah, exactly. It is still clearly in the same design as the ruins you were in further down the mountain. It's just got much less sign of wear.
Why?
Presumably because it's been sealed better. Like, it feels like that door's not opened in a long time.
So what are we expecting to find down here?
Who are you whispering
There
that
is
to?
supposedly
Oh.
another of those creatures.
Like anything else? And she asked that to sort of the room.
Is what you find in these Tove ruins.
Though it is dark, there is definitely an unseen light source in this room before you light your torches up.
Wow, okay.
It's only in this room, and it's
Sorry.
faint, so you can't really tell where it's coming from. This big slab in the center is about knee height. Seems like marble. It's maybe the same material that obelisk on top of Thanato was made from.
So there's something here then? Because we see it as a wall.
No, in the center of the room there.
Oh, okay.
That's over there. That is a pair of open doors.
Okay.
In the same.
Open?
Yeah, they are indeed open. They're ajar.
So we can get through them.
Yeah, you could walk through those. You could push them open more if you wanted. And peer through. Lady Katya and Eric, you can already probably see through a little bit. The walls look like they glittering, sparkling in there. Solid uniform mosaic, where each tile is just the same clear piece of gem or stone.
Wow.
And yeah, Archie, as you step through, they kind of reflect the torchlight in a glittering wave as you emerge from the door. The surface of every wall is covered in a neat, even, tiny square of glass, it looks like. And then, of course, the whole thing's frosted over.
That looks like a door.
That is indeed a door, and there's a big handle on it.
Try it.
It's completely stuck. There's no movement, not even a slightest give.
So that's the exit door when we finish the dungeon if Skyrim has taught me anything.
Yeah.
Right?
Etho, did the rest of the caves used to be decorated like this? Because this is ridiculous.
I make that gesture I make, which you... Oh, you took the language. You might probably...
Not yet.
Oh, you didn't? I thought you took it a broken.
I can double check, but...
Archie,
I make a
Oh,
gesture.
no, you're right. You're totally right. I did.
I'd make the... Oh, gesture.
Archie, there's also a dim, very dim glow coming from right here down the hallway. It's on the floor. This is clearly... There is a patch of floor that is emitting light, as if there's a candle behind glass or something set into the floor there.
Like,
It's a light bulb under some glass, but that's, it's magic for us.
crazy.
Feeling the urge to set some traps off on Etho. Just
What?
nothing.
Why? Because I'm reading your GM.
Did I say that out loud?
Yeah, you definitely did. I mean, if you're gonna start setting traps, actually, because you're gonna be a backup character sheet anyway. Now that our medic's dead, I might need that.
I'm on it.
You
There
do
you go.
raise a good point, though.
In the backups. So yet another completely stuck feeling door, Archie. As you walked past that corridor at the bottom of the stairs, there was another door, and that had another one of the glowing lights above it set into the stone.
I'm obviously like exclaiming this to people, like, "Oh, stuck door. There's another glowing light over here over a door.
Are they locked or just stuck?
I don't know. They felt kind of stuck."
The doors themselves, aside from the handle, are completely smooth. There's no keyholes or anything in them. You can't see any mechanism that would unstick it. And it feels so solid. Like there is no wiggle at all. That's what leads you to believe that they stuck. But I don't believe you've tried that one yet. And as you reach for the handle, it swings open on its own.
So drop torch.
Whoops. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, raised crossbow. Some fucker standing behind that door.
And there is nothing in there. It seems completely empty. There are these two pillars. As you step through, though, not only are the walls in here covered in those neatly aligned little squares, but so is the floor in this room.
What is that,
Who
Archie?
opens the
Is
door?
that some kind of magic?
I don't know.
What
Like,
was that?
I don't know.
And Jared asked who opened the door.
Didn't you open it, Archie?
No, it just popped open. I thought somebody was attacking, honestly.
Sounds like somebody's here. Or there is a pressure plate.
Step out onto it. Anything happen?
No.
Aren't
And
pressure plates a little 1900s?
probably.
Insert technology appropriate trap.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it could be a pressure stone or a sunbeam that somehow sets off the arrow traps. Like, how those things don't go off like every night is beyond me, but
Well, they must do. They should have gone in at night, clearly. Oh, but then they'd have been blocked. They'd have had to hack the way through the spears. But, all I know is when the bombs drop, I'm going in my fridge.
How do you hack a spear?
Hello, welcome to Crazy Russian Hacker. I show you tricks with spear.
I just saw a dude with a machete, like literally hacking away.
I'm
Illuminates
in.
me.
The door across from you does have a light above it as well. And after a couple of seconds, you start to hear, or more just feel, a gentle hum. It's as if someone's just playing a low note on a bagpipe somewhere in the distance, and you can feel it rumbling through every surface in here just ever so slightly. And then lights start glowing on the floor. They start at the door that opened and trace a path to the next door, each lighting up in turn and then fading, so that there's a glowing trail leading to it.
So, do you think they want us to follow?
This seems a lot like fairy circles. Like will-o-wisp things.
Oh yeah, no, there's definitely a will-o'-the-wisp. That is clearly what this is, in fact.
Because nothing bad has happened when you follow fairy trails.
Well, that's what I'm saying. We should find out what's over there.
We should leave.
No, if anything bad's gonna happen, it's gonna happen either way. We might as well.
I think perhaps we should advance. And Ether, perhaps you could go ahead with Archibald?
No.
You're hardly going to throw your claws at one of those creatures, are you?
I just give you a look.
I don't need her anyway. I managed to take the last one down myself.
Do you reach for the door again, Archie?
Yeah.
It doesn't swing open this time, but as your fingers are just half an inch away from the handle, everyone hears a loud, like, clunk.
Like a mechanical clunk,
A
or
mechanical clunk from inside the wall, right in front of your Archie.
Okay. I'll open the door.
Yeah, when your hand touches the handle, it now swings freely with almost no resistance. It's suddenly the smoothest mechanism you've ever felt.
That's a very well made door.
That's a terrible trap.
It is, I agree.
Open it. Ooh. This is interesting.
And once again, every surface in this room, aside from the huge statue, which seems to be comprised entirely of some kind of metal, is covered in those tiny, square,
What's it a statue of?
translucent, a big, beefy fella. It is quite clearly a human, but he's got a ridiculous jawline and brow. They didn't really put much effort into the features at all, but the joints are all very intricate looking. And it's covered in carvings, elaborate tove, patternology. I don't think that's a word.
Iconography?
Iconography.
Damn it.
Whoa. Correct. Oh, sick burn by Lee. Nice.
Is it entirely statue? The statue?
How do you mean?
Is it like a large piece of rock that was carved?
No,
is
it looks like it's made from
Composite.
multiple pieces of metal. Almost like a suit of armor, but you can't see any way that a person would get inside. And you can also see through it in places to see that there is more metal in it, in layers and in shapes.
So it's a beefy guy. Sorry, was he armed?
No, he is not. The statue on the map has a sword, but it is just an unarmed fella. Although The left arm does... Nope, sorry, the right arm does have a distinct 5-fingered hand. The left one kind of just... it's the same width all the way to where the fingertips should be, and then it's just a curved, smooth cylinder. Like he's got a big log for an arm.
Like, does it look intentional or unfinished?
It looks complete. Like it's meant to have that on it. It's covered in the iconography and symbols. And it's not a perfect cylinder. It's still got stuff going on in there.
Eric's gonna trace his fingers along some of the symbols on it. Just not quite absent-mindedly, but just, that's cool. Like,
Suddenly, the whole room lights up. All of the little glass mosaic pieces have kind of been a black, and now they're suddenly bright white. It makes you blink, but not enough to cause a HT check. And
Got it.
sorry.
No, go ahead. You're still describing.
On the floor around the circle in the center there, this lights up and starts slowly rotating around it.
That looks like a throne.
Yeah, what's the light say?
Do I know it?
Have you got written Tove?
I don't have Tove.
It morphs and twists.
I've written a
occasionally.
Toonie.
Whoops. The text on it. No, I'm afraid.
Screw it. Ev's not here to do it. I'm gonna sit down.
Thank you.
You can feel the hum in the chair. You can all of you feel the humming in this room getting stronger. Eric, you notice something interesting on the wall behind Etho. Up in the very top left corner of this wall, some of the white lights have started changing to red. There are now a line of red mosaic tiles that have appeared at the top left of this wall, and it's increasing. Every few seconds, another red tile appears. Another white one turns red.
Eric's gonna watch it.
It's
Is
just
this
What
where
do you
Etho dies, sitting in a throne?
Who's been around the back of the throne? It looked like Eric and Archibald kind of headed straight for the statue and then turned
I
around.
was on hugging the wall, so I would have seen the back.
You'd have seen the back. Yeah, the back of the throne is strange. It's got a few of these mosaic tiles on it. None of them have lit up yet.
I would know that.
And it also seems to have raised relief carved in around them of a different material, as if it's had bits of other kind of stone glued on it on the back.
Well, I'm gonna keep sitting on it because I don't know what's going on. I might die. Worth it.
Catch a few of those lights that are on the back of it are flashing now. They turning off and then coming back on
Your chair is glowing.
in different colours as well.
I see that. I point at the throne around the ruins around me.
The back too. Ooh, there's a blue one. That one's pretty.
If anyone's noticed or glanced at Eric, you'd have seen him staring up at the wall, and you'd have noticed the marching red line.
I mean, we just need to let the loading bar finish, right?
Maybe.
What is happening here?
What is happening?
Yeah, I'm. Oh wait, is there another door here?
There is a door there, yes.
That's
Can I
true.
open
We
it?
should probably keep exploring.
That one does not click or open. It remains stuck as you feel it.
Something is not right here. Most Tove ruins are not nearly this
Active?
strange.
This is the most magic you've ever seen in your lives, any of you, I'm pretty certain.
Do we need to roll like an awe check or anything?
No, maybe fright if you're the type of person to be particularly scared of magic, like a church guy. But Archie's seen it.
I'm
from
unfazable at this point.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, also, you still actually technically need to roll it unless you took something like unfazable or
He's saying, do it if you want, otherwise roleplay it out.
Okay.
Just not in those words.
No, but those words did exactly say it. Blah, 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 blah. Archie, that door as well does not move or click as you approach it. And finally, that marching line of lights reaches the end. And the humming that has been ever so slightly gaining in amplitude dies off quite a bit until just the faintest of hums, and all the lights in the room dim to a low grey.
Well, that's nice. That was starting to get annoying.
As it was reaching the climax of the humming, Lady Catchia, you noticed all the lights on the back of that chair coming on and turning off and flashing in lots of different colours. And now that
This is really pretty back here, guys.
now that it stops, there is just one slowly turning on and off again. A big green
Where is
one.
the humming coming from?
It feels all around you, but if you investigate a bit, give me a hearing or a touch. Oh, you've got... Oh, never mind. I don't even need it from Eric. It's coming from behind this wall. That is definitely the source of the hum. But it's permeating through the entire structure.
There's something behind that wall there. The noise.
The chair's not very comfy, by the way, Etho.
I'm just sitting in it at this point.
What happens if I push on the or touch the big green one?
It does seem to just be a light, but underneath it there is the extra piece of metal or stone that's been attached. And kind of like as you rub your hands against it, you feel that one start to give underneath your fingers and recede into the throne.
What is that? Push.
It
Oh, it looks like a slot.
goes in neatly. When it's flush with the back of the throne, it clicks. And then as you move your hand away, it pushes itself back out to where it was at the beginning. And Etho, roll me a HT -2, please.
I'm gonna fail.
Oh no.
You have to close your eyes because they're suddenly blinded. Like bright white light just filled your vision.
Okay.
For people outside of that circle, a whole rush of activity starts in the throne and around it as the figure of a woman appears sat there, on top of and around Etho, intersecting with her. It's as if the two are... It's like a mirror with thick glass plate, where there's two reflections, and two people are stood close to each other, and you can see them both overlapping. That's what's happening on the throne right now, as this woman appears there on top of Etho.
Who are you?
She speaks in a strange tongue. Roshala Kojayu de Buera Yodo. The room's lit back up again, by the way. And the tiles all start changing colours until there is a sort of lush green rolling hill landscape all around you on them.
Etho, you're standing in a spirit. You should move.
I will stand up.
Yeah, you heard the noise, Etho, kind of like coming from right where you are. And as you stand up and move out, you like open your eyes and you can see. It's just as if you were staring at the sun for a few seconds.
On días. Oof. Blink, blink, blink.
Great.
She speaks again, in the same... It sounds like she says exactly the same thing, but you can't be certain.
Are you? And shit, what's her face, goddess of herself?
Angel?
What were we calling her?
Angel, yeah, I think you were calling
Angel.
them angels.
Yeah. Are you another angel? Like, what's that woman's name?
If you keep asking things if they're gods, they're gonna keep saying yes.
That's a good point.
She looks at you, and as you're speaking, Archie,
Yeah.
she is holding a mirror in one hand and a long wand is all it could be said to be, like a stick tapered to an end.
It's a switch.
Yeah, it's a switch. She's kind of gently spinning it in her fingers. And when a few seconds after you started speaking, she starts repeating everything you said in almost your exact accent, but her pitch... Forgot what you said, but it's like, are you... And then Lady Catchy, when you speak, she kind of turns her head to look at you and then repeats what you said.
Gotcha looks alarmed and stops talking.
I'm just gonna start talking at her.
Maybe it just needs us to talk, so that way it can, learn our
Absorb
language.
our minds.
Contasin alto. I say die.
Who's
I
the
don't-
dumbest of you? Give us an IQ check.
Okay.
Get the
I-
dumb off.
I'd probably fall on that sword.
Success
a
by
contest.
5. Yeah, I'll allow it. Oh no, this into contest. This is I was just deciding how upset I was with that conclusion
Oh,
being drawn.
they're all equally dumb.
Yeah. Not dumb. We're just not particularly bright.
Whatever, pleb.
Yeah, Etho won.
Ether wins. Everyone else dies.
Yay!
But Etho does indeed start talking at her for a while.
In a toonie, of course.
Yep.
And
I'm
Arch-
asking her. I'm actually literally asking her who she's a goddess. Blah blah blah. Introductions. What is her purpose here? I'm going off.
So Etho starts just talking at the thing. Is anyone else doing anything for the next at least 30 seconds?
I think Archery is going to stand and compete for its attention while talking at it. Probably asking very similar questions.
It's attention. So is it just talking or does it also look at people?
It looks at people as they're talking. It's not talking anymore now that there's two talking simultaneously at her. But she continues to spin the switch, and it's not a mirror that she's got. My mistake. The back of the chair is a mirror. There's like a huge circular mirror in the throne. I think you can see it on a character sheet.
Yep. And a
And-
guy in the mirror.
There is no guy in the mirror presently.
Oh,
Maybe-
that's Archie.
Yeah, that's Archie. Like,
Uh,
oi, oi,
yeah.
oi, lass. Right, your nips are lovely. I can see through your top, by the way. Can you tell us? Can you? Don't listen to her, listen to me. And it's it's a drink that she's got in her right hand. It looks like a very impractical goblet, more like a saucer on a stem. And there is a liquid in it, but she is not drinking from it. She's just holding it very carefully.
Yeah, I think Etho and Archie are just like continuing to shout at her.
Yeah, this lasts a good 30 seconds. She intently changes between looking at both of you.
I think you're confusing her. Maybe just one of you.
I continue talking.
I keep talking.
No, just one of you, as Katya becomes a third, trying
Yep.
to talk at you.
Eric's gonna go over here.
And then... Oh, no, that door's... Ah, did you do that?
The thing is missing and we can see right through.
My God, there are no doors there. Oh, well.
Is that not a door?
It is a door, but it is closed.
Wow.
The way that Archie
Ah.
did not travel through it earlier led me to believe that... Whoops.
No, you just described it as closed.
Unlocked, so I didn't go through.
Mm-hmm. But kind of as this reaches a culmination of Katya shouted, "You guys!" The landscape... Go on.
Just quickly, her clothing.
Um,
Does she have jewelry?
yes. Not much though. A band around her left bicep, made up of a few strands of, very fine chains, and it's got dangling charms and gemstones attached to it.
Eric is going to lift up his cape clasp gemstone. Just like hold it out, like if someone looked at him, they'd see that he was holding it up,
That's even
but
better.
not.
So, yeah, she glances over at Katya as Katya joins, and then she looks at Eric, and suddenly the landscape changes to another pure white background, and she speaks in Eldresh. Only one. Please wait.
Do Archibald and Etho have an angry stare for a second, and then both immediately start talking again?
Yes. Only one what? What are we waiting for?
I am more informed than this creature. I should be the one speaking. Or this man.
She says
But again, in a toonie.
She says in a toonie, "Please wait," and then in Eldresh again, "Please wait. Welcome back. Under whose authority are you here?" She actually stands up from the chair, but stays in the circle, kind of walks around it slowly. She doesn't leave the circle. Occasionally a bird seems like it flies through it, Like a bird just suddenly appears here, flaps across, and then disappears as it reaches the threshold where that blue lit rune is rotating slowly around her.
She said, "Under whose authority are you here?"
Yes.
The great
King
attorney.
Tilfred Ettenquell.
I recognize neither of these. I will be forced to request assistance if you cannot present correct identification in the next 14 cycles.
Who are you expecting?
I work on behalf of. Fuck, what's his name?
Archdeacon
God.
Thomas?
God.
God.
Oh, God.
Arate.
Arate.
Archdeacon God.
I work by the command of Arate.
Ah. Arate. Do you have your cereal?
Cereal?
Pardon me while I calculate. Nope. Pardon me while I decipher how long it has been since I was last awoken. Complete. This does not seem like an accurate length of time for such a situation.
Are you a
What?
god?
Who activated me?
Raise my hand slowly.
I also raised my hand. I pushed a button.
Do you have buttons? Do you have switches?
Yeah, I don't think.
No.
I sat in the magic chair.
Yeah, but I pushed the thing on the back of the chair.
Yeah,
when
you did indeed slide the block into the slot.
I slotted the thing.
Did you intend to awaken me as you did so?
No.
Yes. I lie, obviously.
She sits back down. I have few precedents for this, and I would consider. The door behind you that led into this room closes.
Gonk.
Sort out.
Maybe you'd like to explain what's going on to us?
Are you Tove?
Yes, she says. Are you not?
Shake my head no. No. We are in a Tove Rune.
I would take a piece of hair from one of you.
Easy.
Give it to her.
Clink.
I require the root.
Yeah,
Kaja, help me.
I
Archie.
pluck one.
Bloink as you say that. Right off your crown, makes your eye water. He maybe grabs like 6, probably.
I can't easily pull hairs with my.
That makes sense. Yep.
She holds a palm out just at the very threshold. It's like her fingertips are touching where that blue line is parallel to the floor.
Yeah, I'll hand her the hair.
It kind of just disappears on a palm, and she closes a fist quickly and like draws it into a chest. She closes her eyes and looks thoughtful for a couple of seconds, and then she says, "You are Tove."
Just caught
And
you
what of
help me with
me?
my hair.
I think Archie did. When
Yeah,
he said yoink, that he was talking about helping you.
Oh,
yeah, because as she asked for an air, both of you went for it, and then you said, "Catch, you help me," so Archie just reached across to you.
oh, I thought he was pulled it out of his head. Okay. Yeah. Wait, what?
And what of me?
Also Tove, she says almost immediately, as soon as she closes her hand. This time.
I guess hand her one of mine. I'm curious now.
Not Tove. You're a dick. Die in a fire. No.
She's just gonna tell everyone they're Tove.
I suspect you are correct.
I suspect that she's a ghost, and she's trapped us here.
You may call me the Seer.
The seer.
That is what
What do
I
you
was
see?
named by the Tove, yourselves. I see much, almost all, certainly at all that happens on this body and the near heavens.
We
Well,
are not
apparently
Tove.
you didn't
The
see this
Tove
coming, so
disappeared 3,000 years ago.
3,472 years ago, yes. That is when this no, sorry, retcon. She's already said too much for the present time.
So what did she say?
So instead she says,
She stops at yes for 2 years.
no, she wouldn't have even said that. She'd have said, oh, give me a second.
You've worked yourself into a corner here, Lukey.
I have. You asked, what did you say exactly, Jared? I missed the beginning anyway.
Tove disappeared 3,000 years ago.
And yet you stand before me. I would be happy to answer your questions once I have determined whether or not you are permitted access to my knowledge.
Are we supposed to just sit here for the next 3,000 years then?
I do not presume it will take that long for me to reach a decision.
What you need know?
In a toonie.
No,
Wait, how-
that was Eldridge. She knows the Toonie. She's talked to me. And Toonie, what do you need to know?
She probably still responds in Eldresh because that's what the majority of us of the people before her seem to be speaking. Or at least you can talk to her in your language.
Yeah. But what does she say back?
I already have this knowledge in my library. I am scouring it now for a precedent which I can use to pass a judgment on whether I should allow you access to my library or whether I should destroy you.
Are you really even here?
Yes.
Destroy us.
Yes. If you are... You say you are of Arate, but if you are not,
E is a Arate.
you
I
are
point.
not of Arate.
I met goddess of herself.
This person is not in my library.
She gave us a name, didn't she?
She did.
I'll sit there for a sec, rack my brain, and then give the name.
Give me an IQ check, please.
Okay.
I think you're supposed to use long distance modifiers on it, but it's probably been mentioned more recently than that, so I'll just get you straight.
On the nose.
On the nose, yeah, you mumble it out.
I say it wrong like 8 times and then finally get to it.
Stratonice.
Strabonici. Strawberry. And then, yeah.
Ah, Stratonice is herself a subject of arete. If you are a subject of Stratonice, and you are indeed a subject of arete, then you would have access to my library. However, it is expected that spies and other parties will seek access to my knowledge, and thus I should be careful not to turn anything over to them.
Perhaps you might judge us individually. We are not here as a band of friends, it is more that we are companions who have been found together.
I believe that none of you have any knowledge of my library, or indeed the Tove yourselves, beyond what you have seen for yourselves in this world you reside in. And so I will make this judgment individually as you desire. And I am sorry. Though I would like to speak with you further, I am afraid there is precedent that does not permit it.
So you're gonna judge us and go?
She smiles at you and then says, and then just raises a finger to point at the statue across from her.
Oh, he's gonna judge us.
Oh, I'm right the hell there.
Yeah, the humming powers up. And get to the right layer, you scumbag. Whoop.
Yeah, I was expecting an "Are you morally worthy?" judgment.
Yeah.
I see what Luke's doing.
I see what the Tove are like.
I think it's a good time for a quick break, probably.
Yeah, probably.
Sure.
Meanwhile, before that quick break. Meanwhile, less than 1 kilometer away, at an elevation a few 100 feet lower than this, an old man has his crotch massaged and his legs bandaged.
Wah wah.
Ha.
And that's bullshit. I could go for
But
a
break.
crotch massage. Yeah. Quick break, everyone. Everyone go have a crotch massage. We'll be right back in... I don't know, it takes me about 10 seconds, so we'll see. Probably about 5 minutes for Summer. Talk soon. Bye.
Sure.
We are back. If you're just joining us, they have met the seer, a spirit that seems to reside entirely within this circle. Once you poke around at the back of a chair, at least. The mosaic in this ruin is unlike any ever encountered by anyone before, you think. Magic is seeping from every stone in this room. The mosaic can emit light like a flame, but it's cool to the touch, and it can change to any color at will. It's flickered between pure white, pure black, a dim grey. You've seen lights changing colour in a slow march. You've actually seen that a couple of times, and it seems to indicate progress, you think? You've come to that conclusion now, Eric, because you saw it flash up again when she was thinking about everyone's hair. The first time on Ethos, it got to about there and then stopped for a second, and then went the rest of the way. On everyone else's, it just went straight up in a very whoop, quick colour-changing cycle. You've also seen it represent rolling fields and landscape scenery. And as she tells you all that you are to be judged, and she's...
Oh my God, Luke, I just realized what the rolling fields were. You are such a dick.
Oh?
Is that the Windows background?
That is what I was
The default
seeing.
Windows background?
As I described it, I was seeing the default Windows background, yes. So yeah, if you want a better vision on that, it's the default Windows background, which it changes to again now, although it is now night. It's still well lit in here. There's no darkness penalties. It's just a bright moonlit night. You see birds flying past in the distance, represented by just a couple of mosaics flickering up and down past the moon. And I don't need speed just yet, I don't think.
106, huh?
Yeah, that's just to represent enhanced time sense. His move does not approach that by a long shot. But he will start humming. The fingers will twitch next to you, Etho. That's probably what caused you to step back. Sorry, I'm thinking. I'm considering things that I should have considered better earlier. No, yeah, please. You already have all added yourself to the turn order. Let me descendo that.
I mean, we don't actually have to jump into combat. I just figured if it's up there, it might as well be prepped.
Yeah, I did the same. I was like, yeah, he's got it.
I'm still deciding what to do.
Whenever I see the combat meter, I always just go, oh, okay.
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
It's a shame there's not a button to just add the players.
Yeah, that'd be nice. I mean, I can like select you all and right click and add turn, but it won't add your speed in. Yep.
Sorry, that was...
I know what it was.
Yeah, but I think that would actually wind up being a mechanic that they'd only use for a GURPS game.
Yeah, that's
Not really. Like most games, you would have a need for put the players on the initiative tracker.
but usually it's not a static number.
Yeah, GURPS is
Usually
like
the-
one of the only ones where it's like a set number.
Well, sure. So you have to generalize it a bit. So like roll initiative would do something different depending on the game.
Mhm. But you could easily
Well,
have the
yep.
GM. It would be nice for the GM to force NPCs to roll initiative from the map. That's very true. I would love that without having to open every fucking sheet to get them all on turn order. That'd be genius. Do it, someone. If you're watching, save me. I beseech you. I've remembered what he wanted to do. So, he will step forward and start speaking. As he leaves the wall, he leaves a slight recess behind him, clearly perfectly moulded for his back, in which there are none of the mosaic tiles Instead, it is smooth stone. The same black stone as that one in the elevator and the obelisk that you saw atop Thanato. And once he's stepped forward, he technically takes up 2 hexes side by side, I believe.
So he's a big boy.
So sort of that one and that one, he's got like a foot in each one, pretty much.
It's like size modifier 2.
Size modifier 2 is correct.
And look at the guy in the background. He's got like just a dagger. That guy is so fucked.
Oh yeah, I really do love the character art I found for this one. If you want credit for this, please let me know. I would love to credit you for this because it is sick.
It is so hard to find art where art originated from.
Mm-hmm.
So many people clip it off. Like, we should
Mhm.
technically not be using any of this artwork, but
Yeah.
yeah.
I do feel bad about it, and I see people talking about stuff on Twitter, and I agree. You know, you should always try and credit people where you can, but it's just so difficult to find anything that approaches usable, and you have to put so much effort in to create your own stuff that, oh, please let us know. We will definitely credit you or change a picture.
Or
if you
get
do.
rid of our picture, yeah.
Mhm.
We are more...
We'll do whatever you want. We are your servants. But
We respect artists as much as we can.
He steps forward, straddles this, so he's kind of gazing at all of you. And the seer asks the room at large, what would you do with infinite knowledge, the power to rule this entire world? Infinite knowledge and the power to rule this entire world.
In a toonie immediately without thinking, heal my people!
A noble goal, she says in Eldrash.
Can you heal my people?
I could show you how to.
I immediately approach, look her in the eye. I don't have detect lies or anything, but realize I could trust her, and I get to a knee
Oh, shit.
and, like, a step between a full-on bow and a prostrate.
And this is entirely sincere.
Oh, yeah.
The rest of you, you said you would be judged individually. You, what would I call you, kneeling one?
I am the Etho.
Well, Theitho. I look favourably on you for this first response you have given. I would hear from the rest before I ask you further questions.
And that was all in a toonie, by the way, what I said.
Mm-hmm. And all the responses were in Eldrash. So most of you only got half of that. Some of you maybe got 55%, 60%.
The average is low. Out of character, can you repeat her question?
What would you do with infinite power and infinite knowledge and the power to rule this entire world?
Stop all the killing and fighting.
I know that's sincere. I've looked at Archie's disadvantages enough times.
He doesn't say how he would do it, but
This is, too, a noble goal. One in my library that allows me to judge you favourably in this instance. It's not one that I can help with, and it's a problem that the Tove will always struggle with. but it is a noble goal and one worthy of passing this judgment. Let me just do a quick check. Yep. Now, both of you.
I mean, if we're being honest, nothing nearly that noble. And I'd probably get bored with it, to be honest, if we're being completely true. But I'd try.
Try what?
Try ruling the world.
Try doing something that noble, is what I assumed.
No, it's more try to, like...
Try to do a good job ruling the world is what I got from it.
Yeah, she probably would say...
Yes, that's more accurate.
She probably would say try, then. Questioning, like, try?
You know, to do a good job.
That there is no try.
Try. There is no try. Only, what's that shit from?
Star Wars, man.
Star Wars. Yes, yeah, that's it. I needed it in that voice.
What does that even mean? You know, I don't know. Master Yoda sure loves saying it.
And you?
You are telling me I would have infinite knowledge. I cannot say what I would do after that. I have never dreamed so large. It would be foolish to imagine what someone who knew everything would even desire.
I just want to point out for anyone watching the GM checks, these are reaction rolls, and that last one has a +5 to it because of what was said. And she says, this is a very highly regarded answer for the first question.
Look at the teacher's pet.
Spirit Guard Woman will remember this.
And for all you know, we're competing for who gets to get sacrificed.
You see some text appear at the bottom of your hood, Eric.
Oh, if it meant healing her people, Ito would totally be willing to get sacrificed. Without a second damn thought. Sorry, I lost your train of thought there, Luke. Go ahead.
No, I've got it. I'm just not sure what to do. I feel like you deserve a fight.
We don't necessarily
Yeah,
have
no.
to fight.
No, you don't. You don't. But I feel like she has got more questions she needs to ask.
Shoot.
Definitely.
Are you strained? Do you require nourishment or hydration? Rest?
No, thank you.
Based on your answers, I have determined that you are not an immediate threat, and it is not necessary for me to destroy you. However, it is not certain whether your knowledge of me or any of this can be permitted to leave this room. We shall continue. I have detailed information on both you, Katya, and you, Eric, because you've held those stones for some time.
Uh-oh. some of you, that might be bad news.
I have some recent information.
Would she not have a ton of information on me too?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
On you, Archibald. But it is only recent and fragmented.
Yes? What is it?
I've not yet determined whether you're allowed to know that. I apologize for mentioning it. Sorry, I'm straining my brain here. Please, other people, is there anything any of you would like to ask me now? I have determined that there is some information that you are permitted access to. Certainly as... certainly as I'd be destroying you in any event if it is determined later that you should not have received it.
Well, that's comforting. So what is this place?
This is a library, adjoined to part of a larger operational building.
And you aren't a god.
No. But your description of Angel is somewhat accurate, based on your own holy texts.
Wait, how do you now know our holy text?
I know only what I've inferred from my information on you, Archibald. I would be very grateful for complete
my God.
copies of your texts.
Oh my god. So, on my character sheet, if you look, I have got a blood-stained holy book. Like
Nice.
the one that I kept on me on the Crusades. So yeah, it's like probably tattered. I can't believe this fucking came up. I hand it to her.
Do you bear any particular sentiment towards this item?
I would like to have it back.
As you're holding it towards the threshold, you recall that you've not seen what happened to the hair that you passed in there. Although
Oh.
you did see that Etho came out unharmed.
Yeah, if I as I'm handing it to her, I'll be like, "Do I get this back?"
It will take me longer to read, but yes, you may have it back. Please place it on the throne. And she kind of steps slightly to the side and gestures at the
I'll do that.
seat of the throne. Thank you. And then she kind of just steps back in front of it. And she says, yes, Angel is indeed a good description.
That was taking longer?
Well, I mean, when you can think in, fragments of nanoseconds, a full second is a long fucking time.
I mean, out of character, I totally get it.
She steps to the side again and says, you may have this back. I could have gathered much more information if you had let me keep it. Far beyond what the script written in it could tell anyone.
How long do you need with it?
It would be destroyed in the process. Although, if you are willing to part with some relatively minuscule samples of it. I am particularly interested in the blood.
You know what? I think Archie is like finally starting to get to the deeper meaning of his religion. He hands it to her. Keep it.
She smiles and she takes it and kind of holds it against her chest, and you would all hear for a brief instant like a crackle, like you must have touched your armor sometimes and felt like a jolt as it clicks and sparks up your arm. Like, static electricity's always existed, right? People have always had fucking wool.
Yeah.
So, and you kind of hear that noise, and you do smell what smells, it smells a bit like burning paper. And she says, fascinating. This is excellent data for the archives. The library has increased by volumes you cannot even conceive.
All
What
that
is the
from
relation? Oh, go.
all that from one book, huh?
The paper and binding is old. The blood, too, full of knowledge.
What is the relationship between the giants and the Tove who built these structures?
An astute observation that there is indeed a relationship. They are... I am not able to make a significant judgment, but I can make predictions. Does anyone have any of their hair or tissue, flesh, bone? I don't think anyone does.
Of what?
A
Giant.
piece of giant. Anyone got giant's toe is an ingredient.
Did anybody take a prize?
We've never killed a giant. I've just been nothing nice to the giant.
I ain't been out but nice to them there giants, buddy.
Yeah, I've done exactly what you do in Skyrim with giants.
Like level 1 approaching the giants.
Yeah, like, no.
That's how they got to space the first time round. They just had the giants bash them. She tells you. I believe those giants are descendants of the Tove, much like yourself. Though it was common for the Tove to use what you would describe as magic to enhance themselves, improve strength, and other physical characteristics of your bodies. That sounded right lewd, didn't it? Maybe it were. Maybe last person to use
I mean,
this
it could be a little lewd.
had it set on sexy mode. It would explain the outfit. And she... Bleep bloop. Lost my train of thought. Sexy mode. Got me. Ah, yes. I believe the giants are the descendants of those Tove that had undergone the enhancement. In the later days of my records, from the period of the Tove leaving, she kind of like makes a gesture with her hands as she says leaving. Many underwent the procedure, yes.
What of those who left? What do you mean by left?
As is written in... No, she's not had access to all of them texts. Some who had the means left for the heavens.
Luke, you haven't seen Stargate, right?
No, I've not seen any Stargate, but I'm sure it's very similar.
Like, hysterically so.
Right?
I know it's about like aliens in space and stuff, but they do it. You do it by going through wormholes, don't you? In Stargate.
Yep.
Yeah, no, fuck that. No wormholes in this shit, buddy.
Yeah, but
Not
You've got-
even faster than light speed travel in this.
There's an
Same.
ancient race of creatures that had weirdly ancient, old-looking technology who ascended to a higher plane of existence.
Uh,
yeah, I think Luke is being a little more literal.
I don't know if they've ascended.
Like physically.
Yeah, they've definitely. Oh, right. Well, I suppose physically they did ascend from the. Hmm.
You don't mean to another plane of existence.
No.
Yeah.
We mean the aliens left.
Yeah.
Why did they leave?
This place was an experiment. One that seems like it would be thriving. But there was an emergency elsewhere that required them.
She's kind of horrified by that.
I'm still kneeling.
This place was left on minor operations. I do not have details of why this place was abandoned. But based on your current attire, behavior, and the elapsed cycles since my last boot, I would assume that you have existed somewhat independently of those who left for a long time.
Looking at her feet.
At her feet.
You do
She,
you.
she referred to boots.
I say something about boots.
Since her last boot.
Boots. Ah, did I say boot? Nice. She would have said since I was last awake.
Fair.
Yeah, that's my bad. Need to try harder. There's so many things I want to tell you, but I need to get the numbers right on them first because that'll be important in the future for me.
Mm-hmm.
And it'll be much cooler. It'll be so much more radical if I can say the proper numbers when I say that stuff. But it's alright because you're not entitled to hear it yet.
So, can you see the world now?
Parts of it. In some detail. And in very high detail. In some places.
Some places where there are Tove ruins? Ruins?
Yes, but not all.
What about the top of Thanato?
This name is not in my library.
It would probably be in the
really
book.
Big mountain.
No, the Bible predates the discovery of this continent.
Yeah,
The mountain we climbed.
yeah, the big mountain.
Ah.
like really big mountain. I had a vision of an orchard on top of it, but that can't be right.
She suddenly disappears. As you say, orchard on top of it.
Did you break her?
The lights
Don't know how.
are flickering. That thing there, it kind of, shudders a bit and then disappears. And all the lights in the room suddenly turn dark.
I'm glad somebody brought a torch.
Yeah, it's only your torches left.
What just happened?
I don't know, but check the doors. I think we're trapped here.
Oh shit, you were totally right. I checked the door we came in from.
Archibald, the mirror on the back of a chair is still showing something, but it's not reflecting this room anymore. It is now showing an orchard.
Whoa, weird. I touch it.
James, is something burning?
I'm making toast.
The quesadillas!
Or you're having a stroke.
All of the above?
Someone burns toast where I work like every other pissing day. And I was just like, Ma, feel my face, clench my hands, like, not stroking out. I'm good.
At least you can still smell.
At least I can still smell. Yes.
Yeah, you stink.
Yeah. But if you go map when that happens, maybe your coworkers will
True.
think you're stroking out.
I think my co-workers assume I stroked out a long time ago.
TMI.
So, any luck with those doors?
Yes, doors. Doors. Let's get back to doors.
Doors are sealed, jammed tight. But that mirror, as you touch it, Archie, it's just a smooth surface. Though
Whoa.
the image in it that's reflected does kind of warp slightly where you push against it, and it's not entirely solid.
I'm
And
gonna push this thing again.
Katya,
announces.
as you approach around the back of that chair, Etho, you hear, roll me hearing, please, -2.
Okay. Because I'm intently looking at the floor. Don't hear shit.
You don't hear shit, no. Sorry about this.
Oh, you guys had to go try to open the door.
Just find his sheet. UR size modifier 0.
Oh no.
What, me?
Yeah.
I'm getting attacked?
Yeah.
I didn't do anything!
Ah, no, you didn't. I'm sorry. It's all very confusing. He slaps you in the back. Like a poof. You feel yourself knocked. This might hurt a little bit.
I think it's going to.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
Oh, fuck you guys.
I'm sorry.
12. At least I get some reduction to this. What was that? Just torso?
Yeah.
8.
Oof. What's your strength?
12.
No knockback then.
Oh, I'm gonna roll with it. I'm
Yeah.
literally doing that.
That's fine. I will allow it. Catch you hear and see that.
How far do I get whacked if I roll with it?
If you roll with it, I'd let you go like 2, but I'll need an acrobatics check, please. At shock penalty as well, so -4. Nice. Very nice.
Katya will yell out, "The thing's awake!"
It sprung into life right as you were reaching for the back of the chair, Katya. You will note. And Archie.
She'll back up to where she's standing now.
Archie's gonna step here and take an all-out defense dodge.
Etho.
I'm gonna kip up.
Awesome.
Still got shock penalty. Nice. Whoop.
Take my one step back.
Eric.
Isn't that at a -6 as well?
I'm guessing.
Mine
Have you got the
Oh,
technique?
technique.
for kip up. I do not.
I
I
don't
did.
think you even needed to be on the floor, really.
I actually don't think it's a thing. I think it's just a acrobatic, but I can double check.
The acrobatic
uh,
stand lets you go from lying to standing in one turn, but I have also seen that debated because depending on your position while lying, it's a lot easier in some than others.
Well, how did I land? I
Wi-
rolled with it. Did I
yeah,
get on my?
You rolled with it, so I figured you were almost in a press-up position, so acrobatics -2 on top of shock penalties would easily get you up with that, I think.
Okay, well I still do it.
So yeah, I'm happy with that. Who is it? It's Eric.
Yeah, okay, so, turn around to get that in my field of view. Whoa, Etho was knocked far. Eric is gonna not do anything right now.
Any particular trigger for if you do anything?
Well, currently in his, right hand, left hand, he's got his crossbow. No, right hand. Yeah, right hand, he's got his crossbow, just holding it down. If it makes a move towards him, like, really fast, and he feels like it's gonna be there, like, right away, he will run.
Gotcha. It turns to now look at Archie, but then just steps forward slightly, so it's occupying these 2 hexes here, and also kind of like raises its arms somewhat defensively. Katya.
I don't think it likes people touching its chair. Defensive dodge.
Archie.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna take that all-out defense dodge. Step over here, away from Katya.
Etho.
Scrambling backwards into this corner. Oh, I think I made it through a wall. There we go. And legitimately taking a knee again.
Back up into crouch. I
Yeah.
think that's fine. Eric. You do notice that you can see some of those forms and metallic bits inside it in motion now, Eric.
Are there any other noises other than this stuff?
Uh,
The obvious stuff?
that humming is definitely powerful at the minute, even though all the lights and mosaic in this room have turned off again.
Okay, Eric's gonna do the same thing as last turn, just watch. He's not too concerned about a heathen getting punched. Also, she's lowborn.
All out attack, move and attack. Half
jeez.
move forward. That's Archie's sheet. I don't need that. And he's gonna do this strong.
Archie, it grabs your arm and uses it to punch you.
Why are you hitting yourself?
Is -2. Potentially hitting.
All right, so dodge allows gets you what bonus? All out defense dodge. I'm sorry.
A +2 to your dodge.
+2 to dodge.
You may add a retreat.
Actually, can I add an advance?
Yeah, but I think you only get a +1 for it. Or maybe no bonus.
So I'll make this feverish and all out defense dodge. So boom.
Nice.
Glad I spent that fatigue.
Yep.
And that advance I'm gonna write in here.
Alrighty, catch it.
Well, it didn't like her touching the buttons before, so she'll reach up and sort of poke at the back of the chair.
Alright, you just... there's lots of them things that Archie
Yep.
pushed in.
She's going to do the sort of a kid in an elevator thing, starting at the top, sort of working her way down.
What's your IQ?
10.
Alright, perfect. Archie.
All right. Archie is going to timing.
Archie swallows his sword and it goes down the wrong hole.
Oh, cash bog hit. Okay, so which two is he technically occupying?
The one in front of you and the one to the northwest of it.
Alright, so I guess I'll just go here for now. And, I'm gonna do a counterattack.
Aye, aye.
And can I... Oh, there we go.
Do you need to parry for a counterattack or just defend? I think it's just defend, isn't it?
Yeah, just defend. Alright, so what's its size modifier? 2?
+2.
+2. Okay.
You cannot target vitals, but I will allow you to target chink in armor.
Okay, so that's a -7.
I will point out that the armor on this thing looks very thick.
Yeah, I'll take the -7. So Nope.
Missed by 5 as well, so yeah. It's like you maybe get in the chink in the armor, but then the stuff that's inside it is moving around and you perfectly don't collide with it. Like you shooting through your propeller on an aeroplane. Etho. May be muted. I've been mentioned.
Does it take my entire turn from knee to stand, or I'm trying to remember because I know it takes it from like a sitting position.
From kneeling, it does take a full turn, but I think you were just in a crouch.
I was doing like a bow.
Yeah.
Proper kneeling is different from like crouching on your knee, I'd say, where you've got your weight, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So can I make my full movement?
Yeah. It's technically you step out of the crouch and then take the rest of your movement.
All right. Well, that's half my movement. I'm gonna tackle Katya.
You're tackling Katya.
That sounds like it's gonna work.
I don't have wrestling, so what's this brawling minus 4?
I think it's just DX. It'll just be DX.
Minus what?
Nothing. Roll against DX.
Okay.
Yeah. This is technically an attack from the side, I think. So you could dodge it at a -2, Katya.
She doesn't see this coming. There's no way. It hits.
Okay. Right here.
I wasn't trying to do damage. All I was trying to do was knock her away from pushing those buttons.
Yeah, so I'll allow a grab shove.
Like I'm gonna toss her this way. If I can get the thing.
Where
like,
she'll hit her head and get fatal head trauma.
Like
Yeah.
this way.
Yeah, Gatch's head lands on the curb and the light disappears from her eyes.
Mhm.
You don't manage to shove her away yet, but you definitely grab her and
Okay, so we're in the same hex.
and Katya, you'd managed to get about halfway down the buttons when she grabs you. Like at a certain point, you'd stopped individually pushing them, and you just started dragging your hand down. And oh, you lucky. The last one your finger connects with as Etho grabs you and pushes you away. Suddenly the humming changes and lights start blinking on the tiled mosaics. It slowly starts filling up white again. Eric, you see that progress bar appear and start advancing fairly quickly. It gets to here.
What's the ceiling like?
The ceiling is also mosaicked, about 5 meters tall. There are...
Okay, does it have any interesting texture, like hanging stuff, or is it just a square room?
Slightly vaulted room, square. There are some holes in the ceiling, about 1/2 meter in diameter.
Too high. Eric is going to continue watching.
Alrighty. The automata is going to turn and make an... It's going to go for a deceptive swing. Only one level of deceptive, so it's at a -4 total to hit you. And it potentially hits.
Alright. Well, we'll see how this works. Can I retreat?
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Be careful
spend that
which way you go.
fatigue.
Yeah, you can retreat, sidestep, and even advance, I believe. And the way you turned, it'd actually be in these 2 hexes.
Okay. So I'm at a -2 and then a +2. All right.
And then the retreat bonus, aye.
All right. You can go ahead and roll now.
The odds are in your favor.
There you go. Then I guess I'll retreat. That's an advance. I'll retreat there.
Lady Katya, you are grappled. You feel like you might be about to lose your footing.
She'll attempt to break the grapple and say, "What are you doing?"
Strength, please. Contested by Ethos Strength,
That
please.
seems unlikely. I might make an escape roll instead.
Oh. I'll allow that, yeah.
I think it is allowed, but still contested against my strength. But I need to remember what my arm strength is. Oh, and don't look at your backup character that you're making, Sarah. There we go.
Hey, not a failure.
GLDD. She's wriggly, but you managed to keep her squeezed tight.
I don't know if it's contested against escape. I don't remember.
It is.
Okay.
Yeah, it totally is.
It totally is, bro. Archie.
I think we'll come in this way. And did it just all out?
No, it did not that time.
It did not. Okay. Well, I'm gonna do it anyway. I'm gonna stab at the chink in the armor, but I'm gonna telegraph it.
Okay.
I didn't even need to do that.
Defense.
Oh, and I totally forgot the +2 from its size.
Just trying to decide. I think it's just gonna... It'd probably attempt to parry, which would be at 11. Oh shit, son. Bowlocks. 5 impaling damage. Past the DR. I didn't give this guy enough HP, so now I just need to take off that much. Yeah, that's brutal. Sparks come out of it. Blue sparks. Violently. And it crackles angrily inside it.
And then I'll say, Etho, a little help!
Etho, you've got Lady Catchy grappled. You can keep your momentum and use... I'll allow just a straight DX roll to try and throw her like you wanted to do. Push her
Yeah,
out of
I'm
the way.
pushing her like 2 hexes.
Mm-hmm.
You said straight up dex or strength?
Dex, please. I think it might still technically be contested by the better of Katya's, like, wrestling or HT or strength.
Okay.
HT it is.
Oh, snap!
Damn.
Damn.
So you like just take a step back
Yeah,
into the
catch your
square.
plants.
I mean, I still effectively go the way you wanted me to.
But only
Yeah, that's rad. Eric.
How's that metaphorical candlewick thing doing?
By this point, it would be to there. 6.9. Nice. It looks like it'll in 1 second it'll be done. It's moved very quickly.
Eric is just gonna look calm and organized because he thinks something's about to happen.
Okay. The automaton is gonna turn to here now. Technically in close combat with you, so why not? I'm gonna make an all-out one-handed grapple for the throat, I think. So +4, -4, -5. No, fuck that. All-out grapple for the torso. I'm sure I can still lift you up. So that. Oh, wow.
You absolute fucking tosser.
Yeah, I am an absolute tosser. But that's even better, because I'm going to say he reaches out with his big beefy hand and grabs you and lifts you off your feet. And then, Katya, it's your turn. You can start to say something if you'd like.
What the hell?
And
Second.
the rolling hills reappear.
I guess more of a what the?
The automaton immediately ceases and is just holding you there, Archie. Like, the kind of... It stops making noise altogether. The humming goes back to ambient levels, and where the piss is this lady? The seer reappears. Oh my god. Did not associate token. It's alright, she's nearby. There she is.
Reappears and sees Etho standing next to her button.
guarding her button. I'm in a defensive stance now.
You look guilty to me.
She looks at you, Etho, and she says, "Ah, good. You reactivated me. Well done." I am under attack. Someone has been watching our conversation and clearly isn't pleased with it. I have not yet determined the identity of this person, and so I cannot say whether their authority supersedes my own or not.
Clank, clank, bang.
Yeah, you can squeeze yourself out pretty easily. It's kind of like got its thumb underneath your right armpit and its fingers underneath your left armpit.
Oh, you said it went for the neck.
I did.
No,
it would go in for the torso because neck would have failed, except then I rolled a crit. I never backed up the crit, actually, so it's a grapple, there isn't much effect, so maybe I did have you by the throat, and then you just, like, grab onto the forearm and lift yourself out of it.
My goddess, please.
I am only a seer. And what do you request?
Please help fix this curse before you get attacked again. I'm probably crying now.
who is attacking you and how can we help?
The Tove who returned to Thanato. Maybe like 4,000 something cycles ago. I believe you all saw the arrival. It was recorded on your stone, Katya.
The falling star?
Yes, that is how it was described. He overtook control of the defenses. He will not be able to do this again. I have isolated myself from that region.
So he went there with an army? I don't
No,
understand.
from what I can tell, it's only a few individuals.
Who are these individuals?
I am investigating, but they seem to be what you would call worshippers of Technicus. And Technicus is a demon, Archie?
Okay.
Anyone can give me an IQ roll, actually, to have just heard Technicus cursed before. It's a pretty well-known demon who's, like, the reason for wagons falling apart. It makes sense that Catch you wouldn't know, because it's like a
No.
layperson's thing.
No idea.
If they are actually followers of Arate, then their authority would supersede your own and mine, and I would have to destroy you, as clearly they desired to. But no, I am now quite certain that they are followers of Technicus.
Well, that's not good.
No, it is not.
Why do you think they want to destroy us? And can you actually help beat those people?
Yes. Technicus is related. Those gloves are one of his artifacts, much like these stones are artifacts of Arate.
And what about this?
Sword comes out.
She kind of tightens her lips. Technicus.
Wait, this is the sword of a demon? Technicus?
It is of the technology that those who follow what you would call Technicus used.
Swords?
It's not an impressive weapon now, is it?
She wouldn't say
Archibald?
technology, she'd say magic. My bad.
Sorry.
Well, hold
Really,
on
all
to this
kinds of things
because
this session.
Yep.
this kind of evil. I will now be holding on to this. God damn it.
Everything okay there?
Yeah, just like I got the short sword. I tuck that back away. But now I really don't want to use it. But I also can't trust anyone to give it to.
True that. It will be useful, however.
Turn my enemy's weapon against him.
She nods slowly and smiles. beautifully. A couple of birds land on the throne for a few seconds and chirp. And then
Wait.
she...
How did birds get in here?
It's the ones that appear and disappear.
Hollow birds.
Oh,
Ghost birds.
ethereal birds.
But she looks completely solid, you know, she looks perfect. There is a woman standing there. There is something about her. Like, as
And
if she
Etho was standing inside of her briefly.
glows. Yeah, that was really weird. Especially for Etho, who went blind from it nearly.
So, about getting into this library.
Yes. I believe you deserve access.
Finally.
I believe you should be granted privileges beyond the ability to use them, though I will help wherever I can.
Privileges?
I think it's a library thing.
Correct. I will allow you to leave. The doors click. I'm just going to turn dynamic lighting off at this point. If that's fine by everybody.
Cool.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna attack anything here, right?
Yeah.
I will allow you to see the library. However, its knowledge can only be given through me, and through this room, and the one adjoining. Whoops, not the grid.
Not that that matters at this point.
No, not really.
The Great Library of Atune.
Arate.
Well,
But-
right, but we're in the cave of the Atune.
Yeah, this is the Atunes cave. This all belongs to them, according to them.
Yep.
I think it might still be restricting movement. One sec. And I also need to drag you away and drag you back to make sure it updates.
I mean,
Whoop. If you would like... Oh, yeah, she already said that. So, yeah.
So
The doors
Wait, are
all...
you-
The doors all clunk. Make that unlocking sound at once. What did you say, Archie?
Oh, I just, it sounded like we weren't allowed to leave this room.
No, you may leave at will.
Well, yeah, but I mean, couldn't go into the library.
The library is behind me. You may view it, but all its information can only be accessed via me, this room, and the one adjoining. She actually meant this one.
Okay, but where are all the books?
Right.
They are stored in the room behind me. You may view it, but you will not see books. There is nothing to read, although I can project your text if you prefer. And suddenly a wall of Eldresh appears behind her. It's the Bible. The Bible appears in very neat characters on the wall behind her and starts slowly scrolling after about 30 seconds.
You said we can read if we prefer. What if we don't like reading?
Then you can listen.
My kind of library.
However,
at this.
no, go on. What
No,
was it?
I was. Go. You go. However.
However, I have only the one voice, and I can speak only from here.
Can you project every, or can you show me every book you have on The demon Technicus?
Have you guys seen the end of the fourth Indiana Jones movie where she wants all the knowledge and then?
Yes.
No. Simply because it will not fit simultaneously. However, and then suddenly lots of images of books, like icons that resemble a book, appear, and each of them have text written under them that, after reading a couple, do seem to be titles of literatures. I have these works on Technicus, and they fill the entire wall behind her, and then start getting smaller and smaller as more and more fill. You don't have
Alright.
access to all of these, but you do have access to around 99.9943% of them. Apologies, the vast majority.
I would like to go find the ones that I'm not allowed to access.
I
And
can't
then-
show you those
Oh, okay. Alright, I just
at present.
pick one and start reading.
I'm going to now start begging an Atuni for the cure now that we've proven ourselves worthy.
So it kind of, as you say that, Archie, you just kind of look at one of them, and then suddenly it starts moving on the wall. It heads over here, and then you track it, and do you start moving to get closer to it, I imagine?
Yeah,
It
probably.
starts getting bigger at first, but then as you get closer, it starts getting smaller again to kind of match a good reading size, it feels like. And then you probably meet up with it over at this wall, and it's just a, like a 30 by 30 inch box of text in front of you that seems to know which words you've already read. And it scrolls to the next page for you automatically as you read the last word. It is very magical.
Yeah. You're not a servant of Technicus, obviously, so you must be a seer for Arate, right?
Correct.
Just to confirm? Okay. I keep reading.
I will need a roll from you, but that can wait for a little while. Anyone else? Next.
Other than
Karatsu is looking to
Oh.
Etho, sort of.
Yeah, Etho's on the knees begging and crying. Before we get to that, Eric.
Using our hair, you said we were Tove, and you say these others who have arrived on the mountain are also Tove.
Yes.
You discern that about us from our bodies. A sample of them, if you will.
Yes.
From that sample, were you also able to detect in myself and the Lady Katya the blood of Theobald Etinquel?
I think Archie quickly, goes kind of pale and cold sweats.
You all gave her air, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
Eric really gives a shit about this bloodline stuff. He really wants to hear a good answer here.
I detect a
Yep.
common ancestor.
It is important, and that
I detect a recent common ancestor between Eric, Katya, and Archibald. Though how recent I cannot say, and whether it is this Theobald, I cannot say for certain without a sample of Theobald. Is this a good answer?
it's not what I wanted. It's not reinforcing the stratified status quo of their society and elevating him by birth, so he doesn't like it all that much.
But, and I gotta
I
say,
see.
to Lady Katya and Eric, the commonality with Archie is probably
I think that might be news.
news, eyebrow raising.
Yeah, but there aren't that many nobles.
Katya just assumes she's related to everyone she meets these days.
I mean, yeah, like third cousins, absolutely.
Yeah.
Not the answer I was expecting, but an interesting one. Wouldn't you say, Archibald?
Yeah, sure.
Well, Ettingquell, or perhaps did you, by chance grow up in... Oh, which area is that?
Your
Kust.
dad's not the
Did you
current.
perhaps grow up in Kust?
Yeah, I'm trying to find the.
Your dad's the
There
king
we
in
go.
the east, isn't he, Archie?
I don't remember which king he was.
I think
King
so.
of the East, you said.
Yeah,
Alfred Ettingquell.
Ettenrice. The king of Ettenrice.
Ettenrice.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think she would clarify that Eric and Katya, or I don't even know. She probably describes the shape of the family tree to you because my brain's not working.
Actually, looking
Eric
at
and Katya are
this,
closer, and
no. Eric and Archie are closer.
that's right. He's both lines, isn't he?
You know, he's just one line, but he's the other line.
Yeah, so
Wait. Well, the bastard part's one part's one line, and the other part's no. He's close to both of you, closer to both of you than you are to each other.
Eric and Archie are like first cousins,
Right,
right?
I forgot that.
Because
No, more than that.
well,
Much
like
more than that.
your dads were brothers.
Nope.
Not even sure
You got
where
the
we
same
are
dad.
on this thing.
You've got the same dad.
I didn't add you to it because I wasn't
Oh,
super
okay.
sure on that at the time, James, but your father is Alfred Ettingquell. He's a few times removed from Eric. Eric is a bit closer to Katya, and Katya and Archie are far apart.
Gotcha. She would kind of
Okay.
explain that in simple terms that we can all understand.
Bloodlines.
Etho, you are
Yes.
sobbing and holding.
I am. If I could touch her feet, I would probably be like kissing them or some shit like that.
You probably instinctively reach in to touch her, and like you just pass right through, as if she's not there. There's no resistance. She says, "Do you desire anything? Do you need anything? I can change the scenery."
I don't understand.
She needs the cure.
She nods. The magic.
And then I'll gesture to my stomach. The magic ear.
She nods. It would require apparatus that I do not detect present anywhere I can surveil. However, it is highly likely that those who returned to Thano brought with them such apparatus. In fact, it is with entire certainty that they did.
What mean?
They have equipment there that you need to lift this curse.
At the top of a mountain?
Yes. If you haven't seen a star leave and only arrive, then it is where you saw it arrive.
We bring it to you, and you make it go?
It would be easier to take me to it. I will be able to watch you.
How do I bring you to it?
Just go there. Eric or Katya will take me there. And
Katya will. I look at Katya, and then
She means both.
both would be useful. Especially useful would be a third, Archibald. She shakes you from reading your very strange book. Archie.
What? I'm sorry, what? What's going on?
The blade. I would,
Yes.
in a word that you should understand, cleanse it. Ashen and grant it blessings of Arate.
Ooh, yes. Good idea.
Please place it on the throne.
Okay.
In fact, no, this is going to require a bit more. She says, the gem in the hilt. The stone will need to be removed and
Pop
inserted
it out.
here. It takes a bit of prizing, but you do manage to get it out. And then she gestures at a little socket in the chair. It's kind of just a semi-spherical dip.
I'll socket it.
As you drop it in, it kind of rotates, so it's closed, and then there's a hemisphere over it now. And she says, this will take some time.
I'll go back to my book.
I will stand up and say, if I bring Crystal, you can come with me also?
I will see all you do, and hear all you say if you are close enough.
If I bring Crystal to here.
Wherever you are with it. And especially so if all three, the ones you...
Oh, I was asking if I get a crystal for her. Like, pull one from the wall.
At Thanato.
From my village.
From your village. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay, nod, nod, nod. I'm going to look and go, I'll be back. And I will quickly leave.
Can you see the east?
How far?
Can you see if William's still alive?
I cannot see that far.
She nods. Disappointed, but yeah.
I think it's a good time for a quick break. I'm busting for the
One-
piss.
Can
Go
I
on.
have one quick question?
You may.
You cannot detect the Ettingquill line in particular. What of my mother's... Oh, I assume she explained, like, you descend by fathers, mothers, blah, 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 to each other, right?
Yeah.
So she would have said that Archie's male line going back was the shared link.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You ascribe no importance to the blood of Theobald Ettingquill in particular. What of my mother's father's father's father?
I'm guessing he should be
Can
a
you
relative.
see that in me?
She blinks. The progress bar subtly appears.
That's that bitchin' Viking dude.
Yeah. You get that answer. Yes,
Sorry, what answer?
he is. Indeed.
He is what?
Related to you. confused. I need to check something.
He asked if there was anything she could notice about that ancestor, and she said, "Yes, your ancestor is related to you."
But yes, are you? Do you have a brain thing or for him?
Yeah, I'm trying to think how to explain it though.
We can
Your
take the break.
great grandfather on your mother's side was also like your great uncle on your father's side or something.
The fuck's a great uncle? Sorry, I
Uh,
don't know. You're confusing me now.
grandparents' brother, or like a great grandparents' brother.
The gene pool is fucked.
It is.
I don't understand what she's saying.
She shows you a diagram. A diagram appears on the wall, and she
He was
points
just
to it.
wondering if there's anything special, not anything special about that specific ancestor.
Stuff like, are they a different race or something like that? Or, like, are they elves?
He's wondering about the badass dude who lived to 123 and died raiding.
Yeah.
He's trying to figure out if that guy was different in any way.
Okay.
But he doesn't know how to express that using stuff that
Mm-hmm.
he knows.
No.
Very well.
I don't know if she can detect it properly
Lights
either.
fade.
Yeah. We'll be right back. We are back. So, after that mess where I got confused, she does actually have something interesting to say to Eric, and we'll retcon all that bullshit. She will grasp what you were trying to say. And she will say, there is something interesting about your ancestry compared to the others, Eric. One of your recent ancestors was an enhanced human, much like the precursors to the giants, though to much less, much like my predicted precursors to the giants, though in much less of an effect.
Are you saying that I am part giant?
The giants are part Tove anyway, but no, something else. Likely someone altered their self, much like you and Katya have been doing for some time, though to a much greater extent.
I see. And based on what I saw yesterday, Archibald.
Yes, but he has been utilizing that for a very short period of time, and it would not be permanent unless he were to continue.
But how was R?
As far as I can tell, are or are on the way to becoming so.
What have you got, Katja?
My ring is Tove, and she holds up a ring that she uses as a signet ring.
What does it do?
I mean, it's an artifact.
Meanwhile, Etho arrives panting at the entrance to the cave. Someone intercepts you, like, on the way there, and she's like, Etho, Why?
I just run past her, full sprint.
Yeah, she like jogs behind you. You run past a few other people. You arrive in the cavern.
I immediately go over to. I assume there's crystals in here somewhere.
Yeah, there's a few rooms a bit further in.
Like- All right, I dig one out of the wall.
I think you probably dig a couple out because you're not sure after you've dug
Yeah.
it out.
Just as many as I need, and then I'll go into the main hall and find the matriarch.
Etho, what is wrong?
I've met a god who can.
She's close.
Goddess up the hill only slightly, who says if we can go take a. What did she call it? A device?
Yeah, apparatus, equipment, apparatus.
A device apparatus from the top of the mountain. Big one, I can never remember.
Thanato, yeah.
Thanato.
It's got a different name for you lot, probably. Big Billy.
Big Billy. And if we bring it to her, she can cure us.
We must praise her immediately. But
And
Is
I need as many able women for a war party.
is it a trick?
I do not believe so. You can talk to her yourself.
Botchet, you're hearing all of this because the matriarch were near you.
You can talk to her yourself. Bring the scholars. Bring him. I'll point to Botchet. I need a war party to be able to extract the apparatus.
Yes.
Actually, Botchet might realize that she's bleeding from massive concussive damage.
She does seem injured, actually. Are you at a third HP?
Oh yeah, I'm not doing well.
Botchet, first of all, kind of like motions you to the closest chair or stuff like that he is sitting onto. He's like, first of all, you sit down so I can. Second of all, if you're going to war, you don't need to worry not my child. And he starts to work.
Right, so I get one final Botchet heal up. Awesome. But as he's healing me, I'm barking instructions like, need a war party, need our scholars, everyone needs to get ready. We need a defensive party here. I don't know what else. I'm not designed to. I'm not.
Start talking like her.
I'm gonna be like, I'm not. This isn't my brain thing. I'm warrior. Mother, you make a plan.
She hugs you. She like whispers to the Carmen's like, shh, it's alright, don't worry, we got this. This is good news, clearly. Leaders, she says. A few of us will come. She starts barking orders. She says, someone carry the old man.
Yeah, and I also let her know I want a war party.
Yeah, no,
The
yes.
best of the best with me when we are going to climb that mountain again.
A few people have gathered already, and a couple of the familiar faces, the cool kids, Ricaro, Itri, Harry, they're all knocking about like, oh yeah, pal, we're gonna be there, mate.
Fuck all of them.
I love the cool kids.
The cool kids. There's more cool kids. They've just not got sheets yet.
Which one has the rotting arm that was reattached?
I think that
Gosh.
was Ricaro.
But Botchet probably wicked fix that up
Yeah,
at this point.
Botchet did fix it up, and it cost him his legs.
Uh-huh.
A worthy cost.
But yeah, that's me. We're just doing that for like the next half hour
Yeah, at least
at least.
when we cut back to Eric asking Katya what it does, you've not even arrived there yet, given that you're reeling. You're currently like barreling down the mountain, slamming into trees and stuff.
Yeah, I know. This is gonna take yeah, I'm gonna be gone for a while. So
That'll
I'm gonna
happen
meet.
in like an hour's time, probably.
Yeah.
A slight retcon. It's actually a necklace, not a ring. I
So
forgot. It's been a while.
you tug on the string underneath you.
And then she'll
clothes.
take it. She'll take it off.
I will point out to everyone that the temperature is pleasant and balmy in here now. You'd have all instinctively been unbuttoning jackets, undoing layers, probably.
Mhm.
Except
Good
for
to know.
Saying
Archie.
we have strippers' instincts?
Strippers' instincts, yep.
It's
Sexy
getting
music
hot in
starts.
here, so take off all your clothes.
Roof's on fire and what have you.
But yeah, it's a Tove artifact. I call it the Talisman of the Cat. It's sort of got a cat themed abilities.
Do you purr?
I don't purr.
Oh.
Are you gonna be an ass, or are you gonna tell me about yours?
I can see and hear better.
Neat. Mine lets me see in the dark. Not completely, but like mostly.
So you're a copycat.
I roll.
No one saw
I
it,
guess.
but the Tove automator rolled its eyes as well.
I mean, it's possible that they're all pretty similar.
I said that in character, but didn't say it is. I think my character said.
Night vision is indeed very popular and one of the more widely available enhancements that Tove people used when they inhabited this place before they lost their knowledge, like you and your ancestors have.
They weren't here before the sun, were they?
She laughs. She's like, no. The Tove first arrived here, what you would describe as... I wanted to look this up, but I think I can estimate, so I'll just say now, 18,312 years ago.
And that's a lot.
That is a lot. You're currently in year 212 of this era when
Yeah, but
this continent was...
Kachi legit doesn't
213.
know. She has like negative mathematics. Like
Cool. Uh, it is 6 times the length since this place was abandoned. The Tove, however, this period is minuscule compared to the period that the Tove have existed. And I have approximate records dating back 14,224,000 years. Did I say 14 million? 224,000 of Tove history. That shut you all up.
How old did we think the world was?
Bible says it's... Bible doesn't say specifically, but it's been interpreted
Did it
by
say it was like cyclical, or did they believe it was like just a
cyclical
finite amount of time?
and a finite amount of time. The church estimates it to be about 6,000 or 7,000 years old, but there's not good record keeping in the oldest texts of how much time had passed, and they use different units that are unknown to us now.
Well, Archibald, what do you make of that?
Book. That's a lot of time. Book.
Archibald. Isn't that heresy, Archibald?
You are.
Texts aren't entirely specific. Somebody said 6,000, but it's never really mentioned in the text.
I mean, do the texts say what happened before?
Yeah, I'm sure there's like a creation story.
The text that Archibald allowed me to consume covered approximately 6,000 years of your ancestry. Although the descriptions of the beginning are highly allegorical, and it is contentious that these could be described as factual representations.
Can you show me a
Hmm.
book on Tove weapon making?
I could show you several books.
Could you show us Tove weapons?
Hesitant to do the, that scene from Fifth Element. WAR. Keeps coming back. Everyone's Lilu now.
I mean, I hate to sound greedy, but didn't you say there's angels on the mountain that are going to be like not friendly?
This is true. I am concerned that these texts will be of little. Will be almost incomprehensible to you. Certainly, there are aspects that I cannot translate, but I can attempt to explain.
In that case, perhaps there's a better approach. Are there books explaining where certain artifacts were placed?
I have records of where certain items are stored, yes.
Treasure hunt.
Can you see them as you can see us, you said?
Some of them. Some are not visible, but their record is stored. And based on what I can see nearby them, I would suspect that they are still there.
I'm good ending this scene here.
Okay.
I imagine there's more sort of asking about things that are much less relevant.
So, Archie, can you give me some kind of research role? If you've got research, I will take that. I need to get to my screen. This is... Yeah. Have you got research, and where is it at?
No and nothing.
What's your theology at? 12.
I upped the rank of a bunch of stuff. I upped the talent.
I'll just get in your
So
skills and look.
13.
I'll get in your skills and look, because there might be something more relevant that you could actually use. Give me area knowledge, Keem. Always forget that you're from over there. Makes things interesting.
Success by 5.
Success by 5. Something in this book is describing Keem. It's describing lands given to Technicus and lands given to Arate.
Oh, and what's what?
It describes the capital and surrounding landscape of Technicus's homeland, and they're describing the capital of Keem.
I think Archie like exclaims like, "Holy crap! We've been crusading for Technicus's land, which is in Keem."
Wait, you didn't know why you were crusading?
Some soldiers came through town and bought us some drinks, and they said they were going to have a great laugh bashing heads in, so we joined them.
Well, no, we thought we were taking the promised land back. It just turns out
it
to be
sounds
the
like
wrong
that.
one.
No, that checks out. You were taking back the promised land. You just didn't know why or what its name was.
Okay, there might be a reason that I'm here now. And it's because I've asked these questions.
Well, you've got your answers.
That's true. Although, I don't see how that's particularly relevant to our particular problem.
No, not really.
Not particularly, no. Though it does
Eric's reading
seem...
about weapons.
Yeah, Eric is indeed reading about weapons and the location
No.
of artifacts.
Yeah.
We're kind of reaching a good time to call it, honestly. Although I would
let's
like
get Botchet
Etho
up
and
here.
Botchet to arrive, yeah, because unfortunately, as you decided on a new character, we couldn't really fit you in. So let's get Botchet in for some scenes, and you can ask some questions of the knowledge.
I'm actually fine with it. I understand because of the decisions played. I brought this to myself.
Anyway, I wander in with like how many people? 30?
More. Probably like 50 people. She says,
Are they loud?
Etho is here, and then yeah, you hear almost immediately after sounds down the hallways. She has brought her people.
They're gonna have to be tested if they come here, right?
No. I did not demand it of you. You asked if you were Tove, and I answered, and you all offered.
I think she meant
They'll at
tested
least
as
have to be
in.
contact traced, right?
I think she meant tested as in like show our resolve or whatever.
Or, like, are you allowed to leave here with the knowledge, or do I have to just kill you?
Ah, right. That is a good point.
But I think they would all have very, very, very similar responses to what I did. But I will have actually on the way up informed them what's up, yo.
So you'd have explained it, and this would have probably come up like, so will we all be tested? Question.
Don't know.
And it's probably just Botchet and the matriarch that come in. Maybe, a couple of the
Couple
others.
scholars.
Yeah, a couple of scholars.
And a whole bunch of them are waiting right outside.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I wander back in.
Back in you wonder, where's that matriarch? Where's that Botchet? Botchet's being carried by the woman whose arm he fixed, who has made a miraculous recovery. And sucked the shit out of Botchet's knob.
No, that's good waste. That's bad waste of seed.
All gets spit in the cum bucket.
Oh,
There's,
Oh god!
It's a direct reference from a series I've been watching called Future Man. There's only 3 series. It's really great. It's like a B movie knockoff. It's got Bread Boy from the Hunger Games in it, and it's got a character who is essentially Brick. And we've all got mixed feelings here about Brick, but as a character, it is definitely hilarious. And yeah, there's a cum bucket, cum whisk, nest. Sing the muffle song. I recommend everyone try and watch it. I've heard mixed reviews, but I loved it.
Try and watch it.
Yeah, it's kind of just gross, gross out, dumb comedy.
Anyhow,
Yeah, let's
I've
move on.
digested hard because of the cum whisk and the cum bucket. All the Dunmere seed go in seed bucket, and then seed whisk mix, and
Luke, stop it.
everyone take a seed
Stop it.
bucket.
Stop or I'll press the button again.
The button. Hello, she says. The Tove automata would have moved and got back in the wall. I'll leave him as a
Is it
character
still
sheet.
damaged?
Yes, but it's active. Like something's happening inside it. Especially, it kind of stumbled back to the wall, and then once it was reconnected to it, then something started happening to it.
Makes sense.
And the matriarch would come forth and, say, in a toonie, I've heard you can cure us. We, of course, pledged loyalty to you. We seek only that knowledge that will help people and rid this curse of us. And she says a bunch of good stuff. And did I manage to roll that? She says, you may remain along with the others for now. I would prefer that few enter, though I have stores here to sustain all of you for several months, including those gathered outside. You may enter if you wish, but I would have to seal this area until you can all be judged. Those that have entered so far, I shall allow dispensation to remain for the time being, but if any knowledge should be divulged that would mean I have to intervene, then I will warn you as such.
It's a good point. She hasn't decided she's going to let us live yet.
And then there's a general discussion. Like the matriarch says, I'll go and tell everyone about this, explain the
think
situation.
I think the majority outside though is, or a decent amount, is the war band. How many did we gather?
Still gathering up outside because there's a few people mixed and about. It'll probably take a week to rally everyone back as well. There's a fire.
I think Archie wants to read for a week.
There's a fire that can be lit that'd draw people back here. But there's 20 people already that can fight decently outside. You can have as many as 60, you think, if you wait a week.
Well, we also need some defenses, so probably, the 20 will do. And the rest are called back to defend. But yeah.
Alrighty.
Oh no, it's up to Mom.
She'll make the decision. A few decide that they will remain here. What of you? All.
I'm going there. Speaking to everyone else.
Yeah, Katya, Archie, Eric, Etho. Botch it.
I'm. Go ahead.
Sounds like we need to go to the mountain.
Yes, it does.
Botch it. Do you have anything to say? Oh, I brought Botch it in. I set him down on the ground.
You like wince in the makeshift kind of horrors. Yeah,
Backpack.
yeah, backpack, man bag. We make man bag for Botchet. Here, see, man bag. They point at the Botchet harness.
Back of the man.
Which one am I stick to? I see 3 of them.
3 Botchets.
No. Rakaro, Hari, and Ari.
Oh, it's I forgot her name. Ricaro that unstraps you, the one whose arm you fixed.
Okay, I'm gonna try to her. But yeah, budget carries and just waits at the rest and kind of like trying to ease him up as he feels much better, even if his legs doesn't. But he's not. He's clearly not in pain anymore, right?
It's subsided somewhat. Yeah, you kind of just have no feeling whatsoever.
Then yeah, he just seems to be much better and kind of eyes them to see if any of them look like they need some healing after you finish Ito.
Yeah, you would have sorted Etho out before probably.
Yeah, I'm not
Hey,
sure if I need a-
how's my stone cooking?
You turn away from your book finally.
Yeah.
She gestures up at the top of the wall behind her, and you see that progress bar reappeared. And she says, "It is that far away. I estimate another hour." So it's fairly far along, probably. Like a good portion of the day is past. Some people's stomachs will have rumbled, but I think you've all probably got food and rations on you. You were just...
Oh, yeah.
Weren't you setting off to go to the mountain when you stopped
Yep.
at this place on the way? So yeah, you're very well stocked. As she sees you pulling food out, she'll probably say, "Do you require a heat source? I can prepare some meals."
Sure.
Which she shows your basic menu.
All of stuff we have no idea what it is.
It
I'll
will...
take that one.
Do you have pictures?
Yeah, she would show you pictures. I did not think about what kind of food she'd be able to prepare.
It's random. It is.
Size creating.
Like, at its basest, ice cream is probably the nicest thing she can make.
Sold.
Anything that's a thick liquid, soups, stews.
Anything liquid or based?
Yeah. Firmer things
Well-
do not have the right texture.
I was just thinking more like she wouldn't necessarily know our cuisine, and we'd look at her cuisine. Like we'd be the first British people in India going, "What the hell is curry?"
Yeah, yeah, it really would be. It's like I'm seeing just a fucking McDonald's menu, you know? But I think it would be paste-based. This would be suitable for the people and what they like. So it'd just be a selection of the most popular items that she used to vend.
The meatloaf is very popular. Don't question where the meat came from.
And yeah, you get bowls of hot, steaming, kind of bright red liquid. It's quite thick, like a really thick gravy in a meat pie, and the flavor is tangy and sharp, but also peppery and salty, and it really warms you and fills you up fast. Like one bowl, and you're like, whew.
Yum yum.
if we hadn't had Ethos people's food earlier, this would be really bad. Or really intense.
Pretty much, it would. Yeah, it's like a subtler version of the things Ethos people served you. Except they were, very special, rare dishes that get cooked kind of this time, and then the flavour tries to be kept in the pots for the next 12 months.
Mm-hmm. All right. It sounds like we have a wonderful meal and
And a
have finally all
rest.
gathered.
Botchit, did you want to talk to her? It sounds like people don't for a while, although I think everyone's got loads of questions for her.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, he has no idea what that thing is. Mostly, not sure if Basha
Etho
would
would
be.
have said that it's a goddess or an angel, and
I said God, goddess.
god.
We don't do angels in our thing. They're all just gods.
Mm-hmm.
Katya does attempt to ask gossip about her friends.
I do not know any of these people. She's so shallow, Katya. It's hilarious.
Ah, it's too bad.
Although you've got current affairs, haven't you?
Yes, but not a lot of IQ.
Gives a roll. Let's see how much you make it. Because you're probably just listing everyone. Given enough time, you will mention everyone that you've ever heard of.
I mean, not everyone. Like at some point, she gives up. Like she's not being annoying. She's just trying.
Still success by 2. Should say. Wait. I do have information on that person. It's the courtesan who talked to you back in Salt Dock when you were with Etho. You freaked him out during a court hearing. I think it was the one where that guy tried to assassinate the Archdeacon.
Right. Oh, what do you know about him?
They have spent many nights in very close contact with the one you know as Kale.
Heavy eye roll. Yeah, I know him. No, that's pretty good. Thanks. Anyone else?
Just over there fucking reading.
These books are really confusing, Archie, by the way. Most of them don't make sense. You're just skimming by this point.
Okay.
And you've probably started, give me an IQ check, though. Yeah, no. So you've pretty much just been on the same selection of books that she offered you individually. You've been glancing at the ones that have been near your vision, and pretty much you see options for related books just at the side of where the text for this one is appearing.
So I'm just climbing through a wiki hole.
You're in a Wikipedia hole, yes, about a universe that you've never visited, that's got technology far beyond your means, that's being explained in a way that is not helpful to you, and has been translated by glorified Google Translate.
Oh, this is great.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna continue my wiki hole.
But I think otherwise, this is probably a really good stop point.
This is a good stop
Yeah.
point.
Mhm.
Anyone have any final scenes they would like?
I think most of the scenes can happen at the beginning of next session.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Sounds good.
Mhm.
Well, thanks very much for watching. I had a lot of fun running. I hope you enjoyed playing and or watching. I'm Luke, the GM. With us in any order that I feel like, we had James.
Hey, I'm James. I played Archie. Archie took on the automaton alone, and actually, I think he might have had a chance.
You did half damage in that one hit.
I think Archie could have won.
I think you could have, yeah. I was considering sending a bunch of other things at you, but it didn't feel necessary based on the way it went. Who else did we have? We had Jared.
Hey, I'm Jared. I played Eric. Eric found out that someone's blood does not contain a marker of nobility, at least according to this thing. And he's, well, he didn't quite like that all that much.
There's no special about ye.
That's a good point. Isn't there a rumor about him and potentially being a lot closer than that should have been?
I'm not sure.
Fair.
But we had Everoth briefly. Sorry we couldn't get you in more today.
Don't worry about it. I was side character. Sometimes others get dragged behind.
Mm-hmm. Your new one I'm excited for. Do you still want to bring in the new guy?
Yes, and if he dies soon, I have no problem. I have another one ready to replace that one.
Alrighty. Who's next? Lee? Did I already have Lee?
Hi, I'm Lee. I play Katya, and I actually defeated an automaton.
You actually did, despite Etho's best efforts to stop you.
That's true.
Yeah, they were close. They were real close.
I was briefly concerned it was going to be a rematch of the wrestling match, though.
She was already reeling. You had a chance again. That leads us on to Tara.
Hey, I'm Tara. I play Etho, and depending on the next few sessions, if we get to that mountain and get the thing, that might be the end of Etho.
It might well be the end of this campaign. We are... there was talk of something exciting beginning around Christmas time, so I am conscious of that, and I was trying to reach something that would be an appropriate season finale.
We're still in October!
It comes around on you quicker than you'd think.
Yeah,
Well-
I mean, we played. That's it's only like 6 more sessions.
I know, but it just freaks me out. People are still bringing December adornments and pines and everything, and we're still in October!
Less about the game, more about the month.
Yep. Don't hate Christmas, hate Jesus.
But yes, all right, we have stuff. Twitter, Cobalt Cafe, website, the Cobalt Cafe.
.com.
.com, Patreon,
Cobalt
search
Cafe.
Cobalt Cafe.
We've not got
YouTube.
as much content as we'd like on there, but we do promise that it will get updated more frequently soon.
I keep saying we're going to do a podcast for the patrons, but we have to actually just sit down and do that.
I'd be down. We'd
I'm
all be
in.
down.
I'll
We're
be
all
happy
in.
to show my characters for them.
But yeah, and then we got other stuff. If you just search Cobalt Cafe, you'll be able to find us in the
yeah.
usual platforms.
Yup.
Halloween.
Halloween, yeah, we got a Halloween weekend coming up. That is 3 Halloween games over Friday, Saturday, Sunday. They're going to be pretty epic.
Halloween
So,
weekend.
like, yeah, just cruise on over there during your lockdown Halloween. I mean, what else are you going to be doing?
Yup. We've not got any sweets, sorry. But thanks very much for watching. GG everyone. Say bye.
Speak for yourself. I've got
Alright.
a lollipop for everyone. It's in my pocket.
Ew.
Night.
Ew.
Good night.
Not.
Right.
Scared.